I'll basically take you through a transaction between the transport SME and a lorry owner. So transport SME typically is a service provider who is in touch with multiple shippers, and they basically get orders from them. What happens is that as soon as the transport SME receives an order, he makes 15-20 phone calls to different lorry owners, and he also has some lorries of his own in some cases. Let's say he books a lorry from one of his connections. What happens after that is that a multi-step online and offline process starts. The lorry owner is typically a mobile person. They don't really have a lot of money. So the transport SME is the one who basically provides the working capital for the entire transaction. So once the deal is done, once the basic commercials are set, the lorry basically goes to the factory or the warehouse, the loading is done, the basic documentation is done, and then basically the transport SME gives about 70% of the money in advance to the lorry owner. The lorry owner then basically delivers the material, brings back a proof of delivery. On the basis of the proof of delivery, the transport SME has to give him the remaining 30% of the freight. Based on the proof of delivery, the transport SME generates an invoice which he then gives to the shipper and gets his money after a month or 45 days, which is the usual working cycle. The problem here that we're able to clearly see is that the transport SME's business is totally dependent upon the working capital that they have. Unless and until they don't have the working capital, they won't really able to do any business even if they have the load and the lorry in front of you. So yeah, that is one of the major problems that we are ultimately trying to solve through Vahak. Users on Vahak, by maintaining their own transactional records and maintaining their own history, will basically generate a credit score for themselves, and ultimately Vahak will be providing them with this bottleneck, which is the financial services.